Blake looking for something for the lead, not quite able to get there. Whoa. Contact into the wall there. And it is a tough balance to find. I mean, you can rip through that chicane, but when you have traffic, oh, that was close. When you have traffic and when you have, you know, people taking it at different paces, it can be kind of difficult to manage. You know, like if you have clean air, you can kind of do your thing, but if you don't, well, then what do you do? That's kind of what the question that these drivers have to answer, I think. Sorry, it's kind of a rough spot for spectating. I'm trying my best. Yeah, Hunter leading that pack. Roman and Detail. Ooh. Detail going to move up another spot. Moving up the pack fairly quickly. Ooh, his inside move for Luke on Camby right there. That's going to be for third. Oh, not able to carry the momentum on Blake. Oh, Vulcan. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Vulcan gets hit with the hard lag cheese. And look at that. Goes down.
Lap complete.
Now Detail and Roman will have to navigate that. But that was... I'm glad I got that. So, yeah, how that looked in theater, that's how it looked in-game as well. I don't know what was going on with Vulcan's connection here, but it was brutal. It was brutal. And now side by side, and potentially three-way battle for the lead. Blake, Luke, and Camby. Blake runs Luke wide a little bit. Camby gonna try to take advantage, and this is gonna get tight. Oh, that sucks. Camby trying to follow. Oh, don't cheese me too hard. Okay, not too bad. That sucks. I think they made a pretty good attempt of making this clean, but yeah, Luke and Camby going on the downhill. Camby trying to follow, and it was fine. It was fine. It was fine until right there. There's probably the lag contact. Camby goes down. That's unfortunate. It was a good start for Camby. Oh, full dismount too. Wow. Dang. Camby all the way back behind Roman. See how Camby recovers from that one. Slaunch pretty far back too. He must have had some other cheesings. What is going on? Wow, there's some pretty crazy gaps this race. Battle for the lead. Still very close. Blake trying to hold on to it. And Luke's going to make the move here. There's the slide job. Feeling we're used to hearing that in the Woo commentary, but you can kind of make that call, and Blake goes in the wall, the exit of the chicane after being passed, and then a little bit of a bog there too, so might get passed by Detail here as well.
Lap complete.
Oh, Blake. Yep, more contact in the chicane. It was the one tricky section on Bluegill. Oh man, he's gonna go like all the way to the back. It's the one tricky section on Bluegill, and then now the chicane on this track. There's just like one section that seems to really bite Blake tonight on each track. And look at this Camby. Is this? It looked like Camby fell so far back, but Camby gets by Roman while that's going on. And Camby's gonna be fighting for third place back here. It looked like Camby lost so much, but somehow, a few laps later, we look back and Camby's back in third place. I don't know what the hell happened. That's pretty insane. Maybe he didn't lose as many positions as we thought. Maybe it looked a lot worse than it was. I mean, obviously Blake cheesed afterwards too, but still, like, that big of a tumble, the fact that Camby's like back for fighting for podium is pretty crazy. But Roman's not going to make it easy. Oh, okay. Roman bringing out the elbows a little bit. Camby's going to have to try to fight his way back by Roman again. It's really spiced up for this pack back here. These guys are super close with each other. Hunter, Vulcan, Slaunch, Soul. A lot of fast drivers still stuck pretty far behind. It's a tricky track. It's a tricky track. It doesn't... It's pretty unassuming. Like, on the surface, it looks like it's just the chicane, really. Looks like it's just the chicane, but it's a little more than that. Like I said, this jump can really bite you. It doesn't look like it, but it can really bite you, and you can lose a lot of time there. The Schlack, it's easy to overcook that a little bit and go into the wall or just lose a little bit of time. If you're battling side by side, the downhill can actually be really tricky. The turn going into that downhill in particular, yeah, going into it side by side is really tricky. So if you have a battle there, like across the line, that's something that these drivers really need to sort out. It's really difficult to navigate. And then also the passing opportunities. So, they might look at this track and be like, oh, this kind of, you can make up time, but where the hell do you pass on here? That's where things get kind of risky too. Because the definite main passing zone, I would say, is that banked section at the bottom of the downhill. You do have that inside line. The inside line on its own is not amazing, I'd say. It's fine, but it's like probably not preferred. But when you're side by side with somebody, you can take that inside and you can, get the momentum off them, and then that can set you up well into the chicane. So you can maybe even, if you're close enough on the downhill, you can maybe even pull off a block pass before they even get to you, really, and just cheese their momentum. So it's interesting. The track's kind of unassuming like that. Like, again, I think you look at it on the surface, you might think like, oh yeah, it's just the chicane, but it's a little bit more to it than that. Pretty interesting one. Definitely like this one. I can be trying to get back up to Roman, but not making too much ground. Vulcan having a much better race so far, despite the lag. I mean, obviously the lag hurt a lot. Vulcan would be in a better position without the lag, but still, even with the lag, still in a much better spot compared to last race, of course. Getting a lap check here. Holy shit, seriously? Already on 20 laps down? Damn. I did not think we'd be that far in already. Okay. Going POV action with Luke for a moment here. But yeah, I did not think we'd be that far in.
Lap complete.
But yeah, it's settled out. I mean, the 1-2 has definitely gotten away in this one. It's Luke and Detail, and they've gotten pretty far away. That's them gonna go into the chicane right there, and we're still not seeing third place. There it is. There's Roman and Camby on the downhill. So the gap for being like a little over halfway in the race, we're going to lap 38, by the way. They're somewhere around there, halfway, a little over halfway. The gap is kind of insane. They're working lap traffic, and they're probably like half the track ish ahead of like third and fourth. So yeah, the gap. Like I said, this track's definitely got quite the skill gap. A lot of the GKs have. I don't know why everybody decided to cook them that way, apparently, but I swear the GKs have been like the highest skill gap tracks of the whole season by a mile. Thought it might be the AXs, but I mean, don't get me wrong, a few of them are pretty technical, but these GKs are pretty brutal. I think everybody went pretty hard on them. They are catching up to lap traffic. Detail with a tactical move right there. Trying to get Hunter to blue flag him quite nicely. Hit him with the Yo Hunter, I'm a fan of Dua Lipa too. Hunter was like, oh, I bet. Just let him by. Good tactics there, gotta say. Oh. And it got close for a moment there in the chicane. And there was a little cheese. I think Luke came up a little over clear a little bit. On the jump, and now the lead battle is on. You see Detail trying to work that inside, and it's hard to do because, again, like overall, I think that outside will have a little bit more speed. But if he gets close enough, that inside might open up the opportunity to take the lead. Yeah, we saw a good podium battle. Didn't really see much of a lead battle in the last race, but that's not going to be the case in this one. Another lead battle is definitely on here. Detail gaining a lot on that landing, but where do you go? He's not really going to be able to make the move there. He can gain time and he can stay close, but where he's really going to need to be able to make it is here. And there he is. He's showing it. He's being nice about it, but definitely making his presence known. Things could get spicy here. I don't know what the checkpoint count is. Okay, so 10 to go. We're going to 10 to go right here. It is detail to the inside. He's working that inside. Some different lines coming out. 2 leaders both running pretty fast pace. Getting far away from the rest of the field, but some slightly different preferences here on the track.
Lap complete.
And then this might make things interesting too. Lap traffic is coming up to navigate, and you see, it's interesting how it works out. Like, Detail does gain a lot on that entry, but then in the middle of the corner, he loses a lot, where Luke gains it back. But again, if he can get close enough, he can kind of make up for that. That might open up the opportunity to take the lead. This is where it gets interesting. The lap or cheese.
Lap complete.
Soul being pretty nice about it. He's going to let them... Oh, it's getting close. He's going to let them sort it out and hopefully get by Vulcan and open up an opportunity for Soul to get back up there, because he's getting pretty close to Vulcan. So if they get by him and blue flag him, Soul might have an opportunity to get back in that battle. Soul obviously probably hoping for a better second race, but I think probably still feeling pretty good after a second place AX run. Yeah, the different lines. He loses it on the exit, but Detail definitely making the presence known. When does he pull the trigger of, like, fully committing for that move? He's kind of playing with it, kind of testing the waters right now, but when does he fully send?
Complete.
There's... Oh! A little clencher, but not too bad. And there it is, see? Soul with a textbook example on that. Oh, they're going to lock up? Oh, just a little bit of contact. Soul with a textbook example on how to handle those battles. He was very nice about his blue flag, picked a very good spot to do it, let the leaders go after Vulcan, and then, you know, he tagged along, and then used that advantage eventually to get by Vulcan. So, yeah, Soul not fighting the leaders too hard and kind of using it to his advantage. This is some good racecraft right there to eventually get by Vulcan. Going to 4 laps to go. Pretty good battle between these two thus far. I don't think it's over yet. Luke does open up a little bit of a gap here. Detail might have had a slight cheesing there, I'm not sure. It's not over quite yet, though. It's, you know, like 3 or 4 goose lengths or something like that. So not over quite yet. But definitely not bumper to bumper like we saw earlier. So we're going to 3 to go. We're going to 3 to go, and Detail's going to have to work this gap down and then pass as well. So if it was like it was before, where they were bumper to bumper, then I'd say, like, oh yeah, race is on. But right now, I think the pressure is actually... I think the pressure was on Luke before, but now I think it's on Detail with how much larger the gap has gotten.
Lap complete.
2 to go. Oh, Detail really risking it. Maybe losing a little bit of time there. I'm not sure. Maybe gaining a little bit. Really risking it. Tell he's trying his best to try to just get as much time as he can. He's even getting all the way to the inside. He's trying to scrub as much speed on that landing. But it's a big gap, and I think Luke started to adjust on the jump as well, so it's gonna be tough. Oh, Detail goes down. He goes down. Gotta respect it. I mean, third's nowhere near, but that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. So it was a good battle. It was a good battle for quite a while. It's good effort. In the end, Luke's gonna take the second race on the night. Detail gonna come up in second. Where's our third place? Where's our third place? There it is. It's Camby. Oh, what has happened to Roman? Oh, wow. Camby takes third. And look at this launch. I gotta say, impressive run from Slaunch. Yeah, Slaunch going to take 4th, Roman 5th. Slaunch, I feel like, was like way behind early on. That's actually a crazy 4th place comeback. 6th out of Seoul. 7th from Vulcan. Yeah, there must have been a lot more shifts too. Second half of the race. Hunter 8th and Blake had to pull off. Had to pull off. He told us he had to leave at some point, so ended up having to pull off about halfway through. So obviously he's going to be taking last place for this one. But yeah, not quitting out of this one. Just had to go. So see you later to Blake for the rest of the night on this one. But yeah, showing up again. Still showing up, putting points on the board. Wildcard contender for this season. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Details, GK streak finally broken, but still going to be in a pretty comfortable position in the points as far as GK goes. That's for sure. But yeah, at least going to pick one up here. Detail and Camby fighting back for that podium, getting that podium on the night. Got to give a shout out to Camby there. Pretty typical run. Pretty typical run. All right, but there you have it. There's the podium. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Gonna set us up for a good overall battle. Hopefully, we're gonna be going into a no terrain oval this week. I think off the top of my head, is this the first week without one? I feel like it is. But yeah, so that feels kind of weird. No terrain oval. Going into another Hog TRS. So see you guys there.